Well, it's been 15 years and I've been making these products, these lightweight artificial rocks and ponds and waterfalls. And from making real waterfalls and real ponds and streams and things like that out of real rock, I got into this and I thought, okay, what could I do to make it really, really easy so I can install these and other people can install these well? And so the first thing I made is waterfalls, and the waterfalls are lightweight, they don't leak, and they're great formations, and there's a variety of sizes from small all the way up to extra large. Well, what else is there to do? Well, ponds. If you get an average person who hasn't done a lot of landscaping before, and then they get a plastic liner, a rubber liner, or they get a plastic pond, it's very difficult to landscape those really well and cover all those edges and allow for, when the earth moves and all the rest, that they won't leak. So I have created, there's 15 different ponds here. This is the smallest one, okay, very, very small. Simply dig in the ground or provide earth, bring earth around it, decorate with a few smaller rocks and put a waterfall on top. And that's a very simple little system to do. And then all I've done is gone up and up and up in sizes. I mean, if you put that in a big area, it's going to look silly. You put this big one behind me in a little area, it's going to look silly. Okay, so you've got to just choose the pond that suits your area that you're working on. But the principle of what I've created here is all pretty much the same, whether it be small right up to large. And I just want to give you one quick example. Okay, this is one of our small rock ponds, and it would be dug into the ground, or so a couple of options. Digging's hard, especially on days like today. It's over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 degrees Celsius, and it's really, really hot. So rather than dig the pond into the ground completely, what you might do is you might bring in some nice good soil and dig half of it, and then bring the soil around the rest of it and plant your plants into that nice healthy new soil. Or you can just raise the whole garden and not do any digging whatsoever. So you've got three choices there yourself. Dig it all the way in, dig it halfway in, or mound around it and not dig in at all. Okay, some of them, I have this one over the side here, MRP 12, SRP 13, SRP 15. This is with a spillover. So those three of them can act as your middle piece. For example, I would come along, put that into the earth, and it would sit like so. It would overhang so the water doesn't run over the edge here, and then I would grab one of our waterfalls, or you make your own. I'm not saying you have to use ours, but you would then put a waterfall here. Once again, try not to do it all in a straight line, doesn't look real natural. So that would sit on the edge like so. If you're really worried about kids sort of trampling all over it and it not being secure, what you can do is come along with some decking screws or stainless steel screws and screw this into the edge of the pond here, screw it into the edge of the pond there as well. And it's, you know, simple to do. The screws is just really, really quick. So this whole job, let's say we dug half of it. You got 10 minutes in digging half of that. You'd throw that soil up here. It sits underneath here. You bring 3 or 4 wheelbarrows of soil in, all here. You bring your plants in, you dig those in, or you put your pump and your tubing in, you run your tubing around the back. It'll just squash straight into your fitting that's on the back of the waterfall. And then you would screw it in if that's what you wish to do, plant it out. So probably if you allowed a couple of hours for this whole project, it would be a fun little exercise at home. Get a little pond light in there, you get the reflections of a night time, you get the sounds when everything's quiet, and it would be a stunning little feature. So same principle again, using these bigger ones, using the next size up and then the next size up. So if you install these properly, you can walk on them. Okay, so the main thing is you make sure that the base of the pond is supported with sand, and that's your longest process, is making sure that if you step in here, it's stepping into a supported base. Then what you do is you backfill right up under these edges. So when you're walking on the edges to clean your filter or to feed your fish or whatever you may be doing, this doesn't move. The more you make this sturdy, the safer it is, the better it looks. The more you cover these edges, the more realistic it looks. So pond in, waterfall on top. There's one other thing which I make. Let me just grab this. We make various sizes of pump cover rocks. This is the large one, so this is a bit big for here, but it will simply go in to your pond. It will cover your pump, your tubing and your electrical lead. So you don't want to go to all this trouble, cover all your edges, put lovely plants in, and next thing you know you see big ugly black pump and tubing and electrical lead. So try and spend the time, finish it off beautiful, and you'll be proud to bring your friends over to have a look at. In addition to what I just shown you with the dig-in ponds, these are self-contained patio ponds, whereas they don't need to be dug in. They're perfect for a hard surfaced area. So if you have a paved area, decking area where you cannot dig in, these are great, and they're part of our small, medium and large patio ponds, which are on YouTube and also on our internet site. And if you go onto those, you can see them. You can see them getting installed, where I've set them all up individually. They take no more than 10 minutes. If you've got all your gravel, your plants, the whole bits and pieces, it's really quick. So jump on their website and have a look at those. Now they come in two pieces. So the base is nothing more than that, nice and light and strong. You can kick it, you can jump on it, do whatever you want. Put it on a flat surface, place your surround around it, and you're pretty much ready to fill it up with water. Great if you just want to put some marginal plants and some papyrus grasses. Probably a little bit shallow for lilies, so I wouldn't really encourage you doing that. Maybe the large one you might get away with it, but there's a lot of water plants that would look great in this. If you do want to put fish in there or have it for frogs and tadpoles and things like that, just consider how cold it gets where you are and how hot it gets. I must say I've had one of these at our place here in Dallas, and we have been through 2 summers where I've got fish in that, and they've survived, even though last year we had about 60 days over 100 degrees, which is over 40 degrees Celsius, and the fish still survived. Probably a bit harsh for them, a little bit like it still is today, pretty hot. And we survived the winters too, where that completely froze over on the top. Obviously not as cold as it gets in northern parts of the country, so you wouldn't want to have it up there through a winter with fish in it. So small pond 003, MP 003, and large pond LP 003. Great, really quick and easy. Great with the cascades, great with the waterfalls as patio pond kits, or just use them as ponds just as they are.